Hey guys, I'm going to walk you through a little brief introduction into how to understand our account codes. You'll be using this semi-often as you fill out expense reports or as you enter credit card charges into the system for Blackbaud. So it's important that you understand what each of these segments, as we'll discuss in a second, mean. So there are 4 segments that make up what we will call the account string. And the account string is a series of segments that help tell us as the accounting department where to charge an expense. So starting with the O1, we can actually disregard it for your purposes. As non-finance staff, you don't have to worry about that segment. So the final 3 are really the only ones that we need to pay attention to at this stage. The first segment is the location segment, which is CP. These are going to be not numeric. It's going to be actual letters. So CP would be Crown Point, CL would be Cedar Lake, GY would be Gary, HP would be Hobart Portage, etc., etc. The next segment here is the Student Ministry Department, and I know that 280 is the Student Ministry Department. Each department has their own assigned department code within this account string. Lastly is the natural account code. It's essentially the category that an expense resides in. So this string, when put together by dashes, is O1 CP 280-7140. And 7140 is the equipment account. And so when you put this together, what this account string tells us, quote unquote, is that this is a student ministry equipment expense at the Crown Point campus. So when you look in Blackbaud, you can either type this account string out to search for it, or you can just type it out text. The way that the accounts are designed for their description, we're going to call this the account description. Not an English major. If you type out the account description, you can start to find the account. And I'll show you what that means here right now. If I was to go into a credit card transaction and I wanted to adjust the account code that I'm charging an expense to, I'm first going to choose this little category, which is basically just a shortcut. It really does not represent the account code that you will be selecting an expense to be charged to. But if you notice, if you look down here, you'll see O1-CP-280-7190. I know that this, therefore, represents the ministry supplies and equipment expense at the Crown Point campus for student ministry. I kind of said that out of order, but you get the idea. So if I wanted to change this to the equipment expense, I could just type in 7140, change this last segment to 7140, and then select the appropriate project code. Remember, you always have to put a project code. If there is none that applies to a transaction, just use the general one. Lastly, there is one more detail that you can search for the account code. You can type in student ministry, and down will drop all the options of the accounts that you have access to. Remember that no one has access to all the accounts except for the accounting department. So each user will have access to the appropriate accounts that they need, just like your credit card reports used to be formatted as. So again, if I wanted to make it student ministry equipment, I would select the student ministry equipment account. Now let's pay close attention to this, because notice that the drop-down list did not include Crown Points. So if this was an equipment purchase for Crown Point, you would want to change this second segment to CP. So yes, this will require some detailed review, but don't worry if you do mess something up or you feel like it's not the right one. The accounting department is going to be reviewing these on the back end, so you don't have to worry about you being the end-all be-all coder of expenses. So I hope this helped. I hope that this explained what the account string represents and means. And if you have any questions, you can always feel free to email me, and I'd be happy to help walk you through any details you have questions on. Lastly, I want to remind you that we will be providing walkthroughs, probably department by department in the future. So this is just flyby, so don't worry if some of this seems a little bit like Greek to you. All right, thanks so much for watching.